welcome you all to the Medscape India Parivar. Ladies and gentlemen, Medscape India is India's very own organization. We definitely promise you, ladies and gentlemen, that this evening will be one of its kind. Absolutely the most spectacular one. Let's put her on your hands and give a grand applause for all of you being here. It's time for us to rock. We welcome you all at the 8th Medscape India National Awards 2019. And the fascinating moments of recognition and saluting our medical stalwarts are here. So get set, go, and let's get started. Please put our hands together as we invite Dr. Sunita Dubey. Please continue the applauses for Padma Shri Dr. Karthikeyan, please, sir. Thank you, sir. Very beautiful, legendary lady, Mrs. Rajashri Birla. Mr. Ashish Ved, sir, please. Mr. Ashish Chauhan, please, sir. Mr. Shankar Jadhav ji, please. Thank you for honoring us with your presence.
Very good evening to all of you and warm welcome on behalf of Medscape India. Sarvardhanam Pushtivardhanam. Everyone should be healthy and prosperous. Thanks to all our dignitaries on stage, Dr. Karthikeyan, Srimati Rajashri Birla ji, Shri Ashish Chauhan, Ashish Ved ji, Dr. M.L. Saraf, Shankar Jadhav ji for their presence and their support to our cause. Medscape India is the first organization with a unified collective consciousness from all the medical fraternity to empower the nation with a single motive to serve the society. Medscape India has been working as a volunteer organization with the like-minded doctors and people who have been working relentlessly on healthcare, Save the Girl Child, Women Empowerment's last 14 years. Save the Girl Child and Women Empowerment are one of the most important campaigns of Medscape India. Today we have completed 8 years of our campaign. We are working in area of the skill, health, education, sanitation, gender equality, social, financial growth of the, and we are working focusedly in various states of our country. Going forward, I would like to say about our another campaign called Fit India. Fit India movement was started by us in 2015. Now we have received countrywide recognition by the state and national government body. We are sincerely thankful to our Honorable Prime Minister for supporting Fit India initiative, helping to take it to the national level. We are also grateful for the kind encouraging word by various ministers of country, including Minister of State and Center, for successful campaign of Fit India. Let me take this opportunity to express my doctorism. Yes, I am a doctor and I am practicing radiologist myself, so I would like to address few concerns as a doctor from our side. Medical community is the only profession who does the largest philanthropic in country. 24/7 goes unaccounted, unnoticed, unappreciated most of the time. I would like to take a minute to congratulate winners and people from the country who have been selected after vigorous process, also international winner for joining us today with us. Today is the 8th edition of Medscape India National Award, and I hope young doctors across the globe continue aspiring to win Medscape India National Awards. Heartfelt thanks to entire BSc for their support for this program, Medscape India Organizing Committee, jury, media, friends, anchor, volunteers, various partners, friends and family for their determined support, and all the guests for their audience with such supported for the cause. I would like to conclude with this. जरूरी नहीं घर में रोशनी चिराग से ही हो, बेटियां भी घर में उजाला करती हैं. Give girl wing to fly and don't let them cry and die. Give big hands and let's celebrate the life of the girl child and women empowerment. Thank you for have a great evening. Thank you so much. Jai Hind.
Medscape India, a non-profit organization of volunteer doctors and like-minded people who have been working relentlessly on healthcare and Save the Girl Child, women empowerment, etc. Since last for more than a decade. And another theme also is Fit India. So these awards have been successful endeavor since the last 8 years. I recognize and appreciate the contributions made by the doctors, institutions, etc. So there is a need for investment of all resources for all-round development. Now the convention, we had the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child in 1989. Children rights, the category is the four: survival right, protection rights, development rights, and participation rights. These four categories of child rights include basically the health, education, recreation, security, and all those issues that are required for a standard life of children. You know, the child ratio today in our country is very unfortunately poor. There's a gap of 57 girls for every 1,000 boys. So these are all fundamental things. There is a lot of kidnapping, killing, so many things. These not. First is we have to save them. Save them from feticide, infanticide and all that. Of course, then we have to take care of their health, education and all that. I compliment the organization also doing great service in the empowerment of the women also. So I'm sure a lot will be said by the other speakers. Thank you very much. Namaskar.
Respected Srimati Birla, respected Sri Karthikeyan, Dr. Saraf, Dr. Dubey, Sri Ashish Vaid, Sri Shankar Jadhav. Friends, it's an honor to be in front of you today to welcome you for this important conference on the importance of girl child. My best wishes to the winners of 8th Medscape India National Awards dedicated to Save the Girl Child. Sri Rajiv Poddar, my colleague and friend from IMC, called me one day saying that we must provide support to this noble cause. And of course, we have in form of Dr. Sunita Dubey, who would have called me probably few thousand times to ensure things are right. She is a live wire, and I'm delighted, ma'am, that you are taking this time and also spending so much efforts to ensure that India remains fit, India remains healthy, and the girl child survives and thrives. So we are all thankful to you for all your hard work in these areas. I'm glad that the government has taken this as a top priority, and the Honorable Prime Minister himself has initiated the launch of Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, a nationwide campaign to increase awareness on celebrating the girl child and enabling her education. I'm confident that this campaign, aimed at ensuring girls are born, nurtured and educated without discrimination to become empowered citizens of this country with equal rights, will go a long way in enabling all the children in our country. I recall reading a remark in the masterpiece Ghore Baire of poet laureate Rabindranath Tagore, which I would like to share. We women are not only the deities of the household fire, but the flame of the soul itself. And of course, I would add that soul of the country. Let us keep these words in our minds and hearts as we accord women the respect and deference that they deserve. These are basic values that are a part of our grand heritage and deeply ingrained in our consciousness and our culture. On this occasion, let us rededicate ourselves to revive, uphold and propagate these basic values. With these words, I once again congratulate the recipients of the 8th Medscape India National Awards dedicated to Save the Girl Child and wish them all the success as they continue their efforts for all-round advancement of girl child in our society. I would also like to thank all the dignitaries on the dais and off the dais for making it today for this noble cause. Thank you very much.
Dr. Sunita Dubey, Medscape India leadership team, and all of you in this distinguished audience. I'm absolutely delighted to be here this evening, more so because the focus is on the girl child and women empowerment, which are issues close to my heart. So I want to applaud Medscape India for taking this up even more rigorously. Your endeavors in spreading the message that a daughter is as good as a son and that we must all root for the girl child has led to commendable results. Likewise, your program on women empowerment and the push for gender equity are notable. Besides this, Several other initiatives of your organization in the medical space have helped address the range of challenges faced by women and girls. Congratulations to all of you. I am positive that with the success you have achieved, so much of good work, you are all set to Medscape India to the next level. On this front, it augurs well that government has taken many proactive measures with schemes at the center like Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana, Balika Samriddhi Yojana, CBSE Udan scheme, national scheme of incentive to girls for secondary education, Dhanalakshmi scheme, women empowerment schemes, to cite a few. In addition, several state governments foster the girl child and programs for the advancement of women. Having said that, your themes at Medscape India resonate very well with us at the Aditya Birla Group. Through the Aditya Birla Center for Community Initiatives and Rural Development, which I chair, we work in 7,000 villages and reach out to 9 million people. Of these, 60% comprise of women and children. In this space, we touch the lives of 150,000 girls through our projects in education and health. We have 7,000 self-help groups with 1 lakh women members. In as far as possible, we do the market connects. So whatever activity they are engaged in, they are earning reasonably well. And in the healthcare space, besides 100% immunization of children, maternal and child care, and health checkups, cochlear implants, we have taken on a project with the government of Maharashtra and Cancer Patients Aid Society on cervical cancer vaccination. We sponsored the project, and by the end of December this year, 2,000 girls would have been given the vaccine. This Monday, NASA announced that it will make history this month with 2 NASA astronauts, Christina Koch and Jessica Meir, who are all set to perform the spacewalk on October 21st. This is indeed a giant leap for womanhood. In conclusion, I want to reassert that nothing is impossible for women. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much, ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. Respected Karthikeyan ji, respected Rajeshri ji, Dr. Saraf ji, Sunita Dubey ji, and Mr. Chadha. And welcome to all the dignitaries in the audience too. I'm very honored to be here today, and thank you, Sunita ji, for calling me. I just remember this beautiful line. I didn't know I was supposed to make a speech after all these great dignitaries, but I just remember this beautiful line which I always say, which is, a son is yours till he gets a wife, while a daughter is yours all your life. So, I think what Sunita ji is doing for the girl child is really fantastic. And the Medscape Awards, of course, have become very, very popular. To have an 8th edition in continuation is a really big honor. Her Fit India, which the Prime Minister has also adopted, the program is amazing. And hats off to her energy to organize this great event, and lots to follow. So wish you all the best and good luck. Thank you.
Respected Madam Birla, Dr. Sunita Dubey, Ashish Vaid, Karthikeyan, and Dr. Saraf and Rajiv, it's all because of them that we are having this 8th edition of Medscape Awards here. And after all the speeches, I don't think I've got much to speak. Except let me tell you one thing. Even our Prime Minister has suggested that we have to make our girls and ladies come forward. We in BSE, as a small part of this whole contribution to the Indian community, also have lots of ladies at senior positions, including an MD, a CFO, a technical IT project head, etc., etc. And we give them equal opportunity, or rather much more opportunity to lead us, because we have noticed that when ladies lead us, like we have Dr. Sunita Dubey and Mrs. Birla here, we can actually derive more out of the same things. And I would thank all of you for making it to such a place here at BSE, the southern end of Bombay. From wherever you are, it's a difficult task, But it's really, I'm really glad to have you here, and I'll stop here. Thank you.
Respected Mrs. Birla, Mr. Karthikeyan, the visionary dignitaries on the dais, Mr. Vaid, Ashish Chauhan. There's nothing which I want to speak. I'm really surprised I'm here on the dais. I was not expecting to be there, and least to speak. But I just want to mention one thing. It is said that the child is the father of man. Let me add to this that the girl child is the creator of the world. Was it not for the first woman when this whole humanity bore fruit? Why are we forgetting that? We in India have a culture. We have Lakshmi, goddess Lakshmi, who keeps the family together. But we also have goddess Kali in times of need to fight her out. Let me now push a little more and say to all the women of this country, if necessary, be ready to be goddess Kali. Thank you.
Heartiest congratulations to Medscape India for Fit India for a better world. This is Fit India on wheel.
Actually, I was invited by one of the Panditji ki you, Dr. Sunita, you come and help us out medically. So I had gone from Delhi, and by car I went. A lot of people had gone with me, like doctors had gone just to do a Reiki to see what we are supposed to do over there. And then what happened? When we went over there, actually I had gone for the Reiki, but after I saw so many people had come to meet me. I mean, almost a lot of people came from to just see me and our people. Then when we went over there and we realized that they really need immediately medical treatment, then I could wait for, just for Reiki and calling some other time and sending other doctors. And immediately we started medical camp. With the help of various army people, we got the medicine, we got the facilities, and we did the medical camp immediately when I had gone the Reiki doing in Gangotri. Later on, I went to Kedarnath. Again, that was also my Reiki area. So there also we did the medical camp, and we helped a lot of people during the same time. And we came to know people who are having from the blood pressure, from the skin problem, from the orthopedic problem, from the various diseases they were having, from the orthopedic problem. And whatever we could do, we did it. And surprisingly, each and every person was trying to say, "Doc, please work over here, do something for us." And then most of people are offering me, take my this house, take my this place. This is like where you can, come and start something for us. And how it is like, one village is 400 kilometers away. People have to walk down almost to come to main road, then go to Dehradun. From there, they take a medical benefit. Actually, a lot of people, they don't reach to the clinic also, because even pregnant lady, they lose life, and sometimes so many things happens when we can't explain how sadly they are in that pain. So we thought we'll come up with this program, and this time we're just launching this today to have at least 1 million medical help to the rural health where we are not able to reach. Thank you so much, ma'am, for being there for such a special occasion. Thank you so much.
We will request her to sign as a witness. That would be the biggest blessings we have. Friends, we have seen online 150,000 patients in remote villages. And the results which you can see, I mean, some of the cases of paralysis, some of the cases with so many complications, and we have been able to help them to give a good life. And so, as somebody introduced, she's a live wire. I'm getting connected. And I think I'll have the same energy. Thank you very much for blessing us. And we want to sign a MOU in front of you, and we will honor this, saying 10 lakhs patient, that is 1 million patient in the coming year.
Wow.
1 year. And we have already done that, we have already done 1.5 lakhs of patients, and the results have been very, very amazing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we officially inaugurated this beautiful, one of its kind in the entire nation, the Fit India on Wheels. So congratulations to each and every one of you present here. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very interesting panel discussion. It's about women empowerment. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for our legend, the admin guru, to welcome our Honorable Mr. Prahlad Kakkar. Thank you so much, sir, for your humble presence. We are truly honored. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to invite our eminent panelists at the World Bank. Truly an honor for us to have you here. May we please invite you once again, Mr. Francisco Marmolejo, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for honoring us with your humble presence. Ladies and gentlemen, she needs absolutely no introduction. May we all put our hands together with a very renowned advocate, Miss Mrinalini Deshmukh, the well-renowned women issue specialist in India, active in women empowerment sector since a couple of decades. Let's hear it for Advocate Mrinalini Deshmukh. Ladies and gentlemen, to speak on this subject, from the sensitive land of Haryana state, where the issue of Save the Girl Child has reached a critical level. Please welcome the son of India, the man with a mission, the Indian wrestler, actor and philanthropist. He's super handsome and young. Let's put hands together as we welcome Sangram Singh. May we please also welcome Mrs. Madhulika Singh. She's the one who has extensive experience on gender equality and empowerment of women, contribution in the sector of equality, focused gender responsive valuations and recognized in United Nations as well. So here she is, Mrs. Madhulika Singh. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of its kind panel discussion with all our stalwarts from the industry. Thank you so much to each and every one of you for being here with us.
Thank you. I've been known to be politically incorrect, so I'll start off with something very politically incorrect. I've been to many of such sessions. We talk the hind legs of an elephant. As a country, we really treat our women badly. And how many laws we pass. The fact is that in cities today, the condition might have improved very marginally. But in rural areas and in small towns, the condition, in my opinion, is medieval. And regardless of how much we talk, it all starts from the house. When we treat our male children differently from our female children, we sow the seeds of that misbehavior and inequality at that time. So, the unequal treatment of the children at home, male and female, its responsibility is both the father and the mother. And more so, in my opinion, the mother, because the mother is the one who actually teaches the children the value system. Fathers don't teach values to children. Fathers only teach their children how to make money. But the real value system is only taught by mothers, and that's a huge responsibility. So if you stop discriminating at home between the male child and the female child, there is a possibility that when they grow up, they will not be conditioned by the social equations which actually make them behave in this absolutely terrible manner when it comes to women, because they live that business of the fact that they are property. And it really, really, when I travel across this country for lots of assignments, I travel all over the world, but I travel a lot in this country, I find that the condition of women in our country has not really improved that much, despite the debates, despite the awareness, despite the laws, despite the courts. So now I'm going to throw this open to Mrinali first, because she's a lawyer and she will understand exactly what I'm talking about.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for making me a part of this lovely evening. And Prahladji, it's really an honor to be on the same panel as you are chairing this one. I think Mr. Prahlad Kakkar has raised a very important point. I mean, today we're talking about women empowerment, we're talking about Save the Child. What has led to this? I mean, why are we all talking about it? Because there's been a long history in which women were surely not treated on equal footing as men. The Constitution of India talks about equality of race, religion, sex, etc. But the reality is that has it been transformed into an everyday reality in our society, in our homes, and also in the world at large? Sadly, not so. And I think this has a lot to do, and without being a male-bashing session, I would like to say it's more about the patriarchal society that our country has been used to over the years, which has really not accepted women as equal partners, whether it be at home, whether it be at work, or whether it be at any other place which is there. Let's treat, as he said, both the boy and the girl equal right from the time they are born and as they grow up. Only then, in the real sense, equality as understood in the Constitution will be a very effective one. Thank you.
See, one of the issues that nobody touches upon is the natural ability of women, which actually scares the hell out of a lot of men, especially professionally. And one of the criteria for the women being stronger than men, when you say stronger, it doesn't mean physically, it means mentally. And one of the criteria for women being stronger is the fact that when a woman goes through labor, her threshold of pain is so high that I don't think any man in the world has ever even come close to realizing what they go through when they go through labor. But the process of going through labor is just a symptom. It's the fact that they can handle pain at that level gives them that huge advantage of being able to take a lot more stress than most men do with a certain degree of calmness. We created a word for her called ghin. Ghin means self-loathing. You make them feel unclean, you make them feel unhygienic, you don't allow them in the kitchen, you don't allow them in the temple, you don't even allow them in the house. In the old days, they used to lock them in a coterie outside. So, you handicap them systematically. And where there is a moment of great joy, because the woman has come of age, because she can now procreate and actually have children, you make her feel that it's a curse. Now, systematically, that is what we've done in a patriarchal society. And we continue to do this. The beauty of Manusmriti was that men never implemented it on women. It was women who implemented it on women. Because he also realized that if men actually implemented the handicaps on women, that they would actually revolt. So the system today exists where mothers pass it on to daughters, where daughters pass it on to daughters, and where it becomes systematic and endemic to the system. So everybody just believes blindly into the handicapping that is done very deliberately. Madhulika, what do you want to talk about on this particular issue?
A very warm welcome to all the audience and the esteemed panels over here. So I was told that I am supposed to talk about women's financial inclusion. Yeah. So, but I think I'll let my points rest for a while. And I'll just to join the thought process that's going on over here. So I agree. Over the time, there has been a lot of improvement in the last 3 to 4 decades in terms of laws, in terms of policies, in terms of socio-economic status of women, but a lot needs to be done. And there are certain indicators, if I talk strictly about data, where we are, we are not faring better, instead we are declining. So if we look at data, female labor force participation 20 years ago was close to 40%. Now it has come down to almost 22%. And a lot of things contribute to that. If I specifically talk about female labor force participation also. And one of the primary things that we have, not only we, but the data and the research suggests, is the burden of unpaid care work, which no one talks about. So what do we mean by unpaid care work? It's the care work that women do at home. Elderly care, child care, all kinds of care. So what's happening is, because the infrastructure outside the household is not conducive for women to actually mix both work and these care work. So after the family reaches a certain threshold of income, women, irrespective of their education level, irrespective of their literacy level, drop out of workforce. Like you said, and like Mrinalini also said, discriminatory gender roles and practices play a very important.
Sangram, Haryana mein, because of the female feticide of what has been done, the inequality between the male population of marriageable men and marriageable women is so lopsided that almost 15 to 20% of people in Haryana can't find wives. So can you tell us something about that? ये खुद ही अपने पैर पे कुल्हाड़ी मारी है ना?
सर सबसे पहले नमस्ते सबको, और आप भी काफ़ी रिस्पेक्टेबल हैं सारे गेस्ट। मैं I'll speak in हिंदी, बिकॉज
जरूर
जो इमोशंस है ना वो हिंदी में ज़्यादा आते हैं। तो क्या है सर कि मैं जहाँ से हूँ वहाँ पे रेशो ज़्यादा है, मगर अभी काफ़ी चेंज हो गया है। पहले काफ़ी था, मतलब जैसे अभी आपने बोला उसके हिसाब से अब हरियाणा में रेशो तकरीबन 1000 पे 920-930 हो गया है। पहले काफ़ी था कि आप अपने उससे मैरिज नहीं कर सकते थे, या आप बाहर इंक्लूड मतलब जा नहीं सकते थे, काफ़ी नहीं कर सकते थे। मगर सर मैं कहना चाहूँगा, मैं अपने बारे में, मैं बचपन में एक काफ़ी हम्बल फैमिली से आया और रूमेटिक अर्थराइटिस पेशेंट था, लास्ट स्टेज था। देश के बड़े बड़े डॉक्टरों ने बोल दिया कि ये मेरी बीमारी ठीक नहीं होगी, बस मुश्किल से 1 या 2 साल जिंदा रहूँगा। तो मेरी माँ ने कभी हार नहीं मानी, उसको पता था कि मैं ठीक होऊंगा, मैं आगे बढ़ूंगा, मैं सारी चीज़ कर सकता हूँ। सब ने गिव अप कर दिया। जो आज मैं यहाँ बैठा हूँ, मेरी माँ किसी स्कूल में नहीं गई, कहीं नहीं पढ़ी, मगर उससे ज़्यादा, उससे अच्छे संस्कार मुझे कहीं से नहीं मिले। और सर मैं एक बात कहना चाहूँगा कि वहाँ से डॉक्टर कहते थे, सभी डॉक्टर हैं माफ़ करना, कि भैया इसमें आप मसाज मत करना, रूमेटिक अर्थराइटिस में जॉइंट में पेन होता है, ये सारी चीज़ें होती है। मगर उसके बावजूद मेरी माँ दिन में मुझे 15 बार मसाज करती थी, कभी तिल के तेल से, कभी ओलिव ऑयल से, यानी तिल का तेल, ओलिव ऑयल, मस्टर्ड ऑयल, सरसों का तेल, आयुर्वेदिक ऑयल, घी से। उसके बावजूद उनकी दृढ़ शक्ति से, दृढ़ इच्छा से मैं ठीक हुआ, खड़ा हुआ, फिर चला, और मालिक की दया से मैं कंट्री को रिप्रेजेंट किया, आगे बढ़ा, किया। तो मैं कहता हूं सर, देखिए एक औरत एक इंसान को इस संसार में लेके आती है। एक औरत पहला शब्द बोलना सिखाती है, एक औरत पहला कदम रखना सिखाती है, एक औरत एक एक्चुअली इंसान को जेंटलमैन बनाती है। उसके बावजूद भी हम उस माँ, बहन, बेटी को अगर सम्मान नहीं देंगे, उसके लिए हमें बोलना पड़ेगा, उसके लिए हमें कानून बनाने पड़ेंगे, तो हमारे से बड़ा अधिकार किसके ऊपर है? खुद बताइए ना। और जो सर जो बाहर जाके करते हैं ना बड़ी बड़ी बातें, यस I'll do this, और I have done this for women, वो सबसे ज़्यादा डोमिनेट वही करते हैं। मैंने काफ़ी देखा है जो बाहर बड़ी बड़ी बातें करते हैं आके कि हमने ये कर दिया और हमने वो कर दिया, उनसे ज़्यादा डोमिनेट कोई नहीं करता। और सर मैंने यहाँ पे एक और लेडी है, मैंने देखा, डॉक्टर सुनीता दुबे, हालांकि मैं डॉक्टर बिलीव नहीं करता, मगर वो मेरे नोन है, जानने वाले, वो भी उन्होंने काफ़ी मेहनत की, 7 साल से मैं देख रहा हूँ इस अवार्ड को लाने में यहाँ तक। तो एक्चुअली यही विमेन एम्पावरमेंट है। अब मैं हमेशा यही बात कहता हूँ कि विमेन हैं तो मैन हैं, उनके बिना हम कुछ भी नहीं हैं। चाहे वो हमारी दोस्त है, बहन है, वाइफ है, माँ है, बेटी है, और सर मैं जो यहाँ बैठा हूँ ना उसमें ना सारा क्रेडिट, ऑल क्रेडिट गोज टू माई मदर.
Mr. Francisco,
I'd like to add an angle to this discussion by talking a little bit about the numbers and about the importance of education for women. There is a report that the World Bank prepared about 2 or 3 years ago. The title is Missed Opportunities, the High Cost of Non-Educating Girls. And I think the numbers show very daunting situation. You know, it is a problem that is global. Globally, unfortunately, women don't have the same opportunities as men for education. But especially in low-income and emerging economies, the problem is even much higher. Just to give you an idea, globally, about 90% of girls are having access to basic education. But only 2/3 of girls are having access to secondary education. But when we go to emerging economies, the case of India and other countries like that, only 1/3 of girls are having the opportunity of lower secondary education, and consequently, their participation in higher education is even much lower, and of course the chances for them to have a productive, healthy life, of course, are dramatically reduced. So what are the implications of that? Let me give you one example. It has been calculated that if girls will receive the equivalent to 12 years of quality education, that would represent more or less the equivalent to $15 to $30 trillion in their lifetime of additional revenues for them. So what that means? Well, that, for instance, in the case of India, as it has been said before, the participation of women in the labor market is very low. And it has been dramatically reduced in recent years. Our numbers show this. Let me tell you this. If women will participate in the labor market the same as men, that would represent more or less about a growth of 60% in the economy in India by the year 2025. Now, if we don't do anything, let me tell you this. The economic gap between men and women, I might say between women and men, if we don't change anything, if we just continue with this very slow growing rate, it will take about 217 years to equalize that gap between women and men. Think about that. 217 years. Whoa. It is just completely unspeakable. That needs to be addressed dramatically if India wants to become a real global player. And we have no excuses. The reality is there, and the significant potential of India is being lost for a variety of reasons. Many times I hear that as cultural reasons, as functional reasons, but it is not possible for India to become a big player if the issue is not being properly addressed. So that's why I'd like to congratulate Medscape India for addressing these issues.
I once again thank Mrs. Madhulika Singh, Mr. Francisco Marmalijo, Ms. Mrinalini Deshmukh, Mr. Sangram Singh, and our chairperson, Mr. Prahlad Thakur. Please give them a loud round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. I thank each and every one of you for joining us for this most grand unveiling, not just one but two grand unveilings we had this evening. The 8th Medscape India National Awards 2019. Towards the beginning, the classical way, a beautiful act and a song by Zeba. Thank you.
क्या बात है, आज सारे डॉक्टर्स यहाँ पर मौजूद हैं. पता नहीं शो है या ऑपरेशन, लेकिन आज की शाम आप लोग ज़रूर एंजॉय करेंगे. कभी कभी मेरे दिल में
से तुझको बनाया गया है मेरे लिए। तो अब से पहले सितारों में बस रही थी कहीं, तुझे ज़मीं पे बुलाया गया है मेरे लिए। तुझे ज़मीं पे बुलाया गया है मेरे लिए। आँखों में नमी, हंसी लबों पर क्या हाल है, क्या दिखा रहे हो, क्या हाल है, क्या दिखा रहे हो। क्या हम हैं जिसको छुपा रहे हो, क्या हम हैं जिसको छुपा रहे हो। तुम इतना जो मुस्कुरा रहे हो, क्या हम हैं जिसको छुपा रहे हो। तुम इतना जो मुस्कुरा रहे हो, क्या हम हैं जिसको छुपा रहे हो।
I would like to invite Mr. Rahul Joshi. Please, sir.
Yes, I am a doctor. I am a practicing homeopath. I am the also the governor's honorary physician. और कई सालों से संगीत की साधना कर रहा हूँ।
ताकते रहते तुझको सांझ सवेरे, नैनों में बसियां जैसे नैन ये तेरे, नैनों में बसियां जैसे नैन ये तेरे। तेरे मस्त मस्त दो नैन मेरे दिल का ले गए चैन, मेरे दिल का ले गए चैन। तेरे मस्त मस्त दो नैन, ओ तेरे मस्त मस्त दो नैन मेरे दिल का ले गए चैन, मेरे दिल का ले गए चैन। ओ तेरे मस्त मस्त दो नैन, तेरे मस्त मस्त दो नैन, तेरे मस्त मस्त दो
एक बार फिर से जोरदार तालियां हो जाए। And he is one of the doctors who loves music और डॉक्टर आपके साथ हमेशा मज़ा आता है। और इनका नाम है राहुल, मेरा नाम है सिमरन। चाहे राज नहीं मिला तो राहुल तो मिल गए मुझे। क्या बात है, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया। वाओ, चांस तो यहाँ पर बैठा है। Please put your hands together for our legend Asha Parekh ji. Truly an honor to have you here, ma'am. So excited to see you as always. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया dear ma'am. We're so honored to see you every now and then. Thank you, Dr. Sunita. Please, ma'am.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've come here for the award function, and I feel that Dr. Sunita is doing a fabulous job, and you doctors also are doing a fabulous job. Keep up the show, and I wish you all the best. Today, Dr. Smita Naram asked me to come here, and I thought that this was a very good opportunity to meet all of you and say something about the girl child. I feel that the girl child is very important, as I feel that a girl is everything in this world. That's what I think. And the girl should be given a lot of priority and see that she comes up. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, dear ma'am, for your kind words. हम शुरू करते हैं the most spectacular awards. We are truly honored to have with us our esteemed dignitaries. तालियों से स्वागत करेंगे. And the Excellence in Homeopathy International Category Award goes to...
It goes to Professor Ashley Ross from South Africa.
Hearty congratulations to Dr. Ashley Ross, ladies and gentlemen. Physiotherapy के one and only lover boy, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome with a loud round of applause the physiotherapy field के Sachin Tendulkar, and the Excellence in Physiotherapy Award goes to
Dr. Ketan Hadija.
Music touches the soul. Music has only one language, the language of love. This music is used by one doctor to treat diseases. That's called as music healing. And ladies and gentlemen, this award goes to
Rahul Joshi from Maharashtra.
Dr. Rahul Joshi. Hearty congratulations to you, Dr. Rahul. Mara Agla Award. Congratulations to Dr. Madhuri and Dr. Patel.
आपके घर बेटी पैदा हुई है।
जहां हर साल तकरीबन 700,000 लड़कियों को सांस लेने से पहले ही मार दिया जाता है।
मेरी मैं तुमको ना छूने दूंगी, जान को चाहे छलनी कर दो, मान को ना छूने दूंगी।
जटाटविकलज्वल प्रवाह पावित स्थले गलेवलम्य लंबिताम्बुजंग तुंग मालिकां डमड्डमड्डमड्डमड्निनाद वड्डमर्वयं चकार चंड तांडवर्तनोतु नः शिव शिव।
Isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? Isn't she precious? Less than 1 minute old. I never thought true love would be making one as lovely as she. Isn't she lovely? Made from love.
Well, in a nation where we have worshipped the feminine and continue to worship the feminine, unfortunately, in the last few hundred years, due to poverty, invasions and various other disturbances to the cultural dimension of what this nation was, one segment of the society which took the beating is the girl child and the woman. So a time has come to empower. Empowerment does not mean that dole should be given out. What I see is in most universities where I go and speak, or young women or girls are in a proportion of very easily 50–52% in most institutions. I heard that you are all giving me an award. It's very embarrassing for me to receive any award, but thank you very, very much for even considering me as a part of this. And in whichever way we can support you and serve this cause of saving the girl child and empowering women, we are very much a part of this. Thank you very much.
डॉक्टर सुनीता दुबे, वाकई मानना पड़ेगा, शी इज मेड लाइक मी। क्योंकि क्या है कि जब तक है ना दुनिया वाले आपको पागल नहीं बोलेंगे ना, देखो जिस पे जमाना हंसता है इतिहास वही रचता है।
And the award goes to Dr. Bhupendra S. Avasthi.
ओ पीर मेरे आवे जुगनी दी, ए वे अल्लाह वालियां दी जुगनी दी, ए वे मेरे पीर दी जुगनी दी, ए मेरा भी पाक दी जुगनी दी। ओ दम गुटगू 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 गुटगू। ओ
Excellence in Global Cancer Awareness Award goes to Union International for Cancer Control, Geneva, Mr. Yogesh Sapru and Ms. Aditi Bapat.
Excellence in Women Empowerment in Sports goes to Ms. P.V. Sidhu.
Maybe please have the entire crew, the jury here with us, whoever is there present here. Nevertheless, I'm going to very swiftly and quickly read out all the names. Mr. Dilip Mehta, Mr. Nehal Desai, Mr. Zuzair Portia, Mr. Rajiv Poddar, Mrs. Shilpa Karia, Mr. Swaraj Kapoor, Dr. Sandesh Maikar, Dr. Jawahar Shah, Dr. Pallavi, Dr. M.L. Saraf, Mr. Atul Joshi, Mr. Dinesh Toshi, Mr. K.K. Turrell, Mr. Narik Rupani, Mr. Gul Kriplani, Mr. Urmila Jadhav, Mr. Shankar Jadhav, Mr. Kargil Lalit Roy, Dr. Lavesh Jadhav, and our jury, Dr. Anil D. Cruz, Professor S. Natarajan, Dr. Digant D. Shastri, Dr. Hemant Patel, Padma Shri, D.R. Karthikeyan, and Dr. Ali Irani. Put your hands together for the entire crew, along with the leader, Dr. Sunita Dubey. One more time and one last time. 3 cheers for Dr. Sunita. Hip hip! Hip hip! Hip hip! Yeah, we like that. Ladies and gentlemen, myself, Simran Ahuja, would love to thank each and every one of you once again.